Hello, everyone out there in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's your Congressman Jamie Raskin sending greetings to you and all of our friends across Maryland and across the country. I'm here for my favorite time of the week, Local Hero. It's Friday, January 26th. We're closing out National Gun Violence Survivors Week. And I have both an important survivor and an important activist for gun safety here with me, my friend Giselle Mörch. She lost her beloved son, Jaycee, who was just 20 years old, in July of 2017 to an episode of brutal gun violence. And since his death, Giselle has taken care to honor him with remembrance and conversation and vivid recollections, and with her public policy advocacy. And she and her family still prepare Jaycee's favorite meals, and they have found support over the years from their religious community and from the broader community that has rallied behind them. But she's become passionately involved and engaged in gun violence prevention, channeling her grief and her loss into constructive activism for the rest of the community, as well as for her family. And she's worked with Moms Demand Action. She's worked with moms, mothers of murdered sons and daughters, and many of the other groups that are trying to turn around this nightmare, which has America suffering from a rate of gun violence more than 20 times higher than the countries in the European Union. So for all of these reasons, Giselle, you are our local hero for the week of Friday, January 26th, and I want to salute you and praise you for your devotion to this critical cause.
Thank you. I'm humbled. I am truly humbled by this because you too are our hero, and we're in this together. You are our hero because you are a gun sense candidate. Yes, it is Survivor Week, and I don't know if you're able to see it, but I have various loved ones bracelets on, and each one tells a story. And one of them, the most recent one, is Uzi. And he is from Robb Elementary School. So on behalf of all of survivors, we're all heroes. There's not one that is better than the other. And unfortunately, we're here struggling through our pain to make sure that this does not happen to somebody else. And it does keep happening. And we're here to make sure that it stops, because we know that the more somebody deals with it, the more it goes on. People try to get numb by it, but this is not a numb feeling. We as survivors make sure that we stand not only for our loved ones, this is Jaycee, so not only for our loved ones, but for everybody. Jaycee was murdered, but there are other survivors who have actually been inflicted. They're the ones that have actually had to live with their injuries. So there are many sorts of survivors. And when you think about it, everybody is a survivor, because somebody knows somebody who has been shot, killed, wounded. So somebody knows somebody. So it affects everybody.
I mean, it's like our whole society's been traumatized by this. We're talking about losing 40,000 people a year, 50,000 people a year to homicides and suicides by guns. I mean, there's just nothing like it in the industrialized world that you can find. I mean, we're just in a class by ourselves. we're talking about tens of millions of AR-15s
Mhm.
out there. Now, as you say, Giselle, it is a struggle for everybody to survive, both parents of, brothers and sisters of, but as you say, we also count as survivors people who have been hit by a bullet but have lived. And again, 40 or 50,000 people a year are walking around as physical survivors, not just emotional, mental survivors of it. But the reason we want to recognize you is because as much of an heroic struggle it is just to go from day to day as a survivor from a nightmare like this, you've converted the pain into activism. I mean, you're wearing your heart on your sleeve and on your t-shirt. You're out there every day talking about how we don't have to live like this, right? Like your whole point is we can change the laws and we can change the conditions that people are living under. So what is giving you the strength and the push and the pull to get up every day and go out there like that?
First of all, God is doing it for me because otherwise I would be a mess. And I know change is coming because we live in the great state of Maryland. And in this great state of Maryland, we have federal and state legislatures that are gun sense candidates. We have someone as amazing as Senator Jeff Wallstreicher. We have Delegate Aaron Kaufman. These are delegates from 18, District 18, you know. And
What
I
are you
bring,
working on with
Mhm.
them?
Well, I bring them up because we are working on a bill. It's, let's see, it's a bill that would be called J.C. Webster Victim Rights Act 2024. And basically, it's more so to help um, victims in the system. For example, I had received a note from the parole board that one of the individuals that was involved in Jaycee's murder was going to be released and back out into the community. And I did not receive this letter until late, and he was going to be released that August. And so this bill is so that victims can have somebody in the parole board to talk to. I don't need to receive a letter stating, well, if you feel that your life is in danger, to contact the police. Now, mind you, I went on national TV and I threatened them. I basically said something like, I saw what you did. Now you're going to have to come after me and may God get you. So they're going to send me a letter like that I need to contact the police and then give me a 1-800 number to call. That's not acceptable. So Senator Wallstreicher and Delegate Kaufman are working diligently to change the law to help victims.
Yes. Well, we've got great and very responsive public servants. And in the big picture, we've got to get the Congress to move on a universal violent criminal background check. We've got to get the Congress to move on the red flag laws, so that when people know someone in their family or when the police know someone is a danger to himself or to others, you can go to court and you can get an injunction to remove their guns
Exactly.
on a rapid basis. And 90% of the people want a universal violent criminal background check. 2/3 of the people want an assault weapon ban. And yet the political system is so stuck with the power of special interest groups and the gun manufacturers. So what you do every day has great consequence, and it's moving a lot of people, and you're at the heart of our efforts in Maryland to turn things around. And as you say, we've got a lot of organizations and a lot of political leaders and elected officials who are on our side. And we're just going to have to keep working until we get it done. I want to give you the opportunity to have any closing thoughts or words, but I really want to thank you so much for your activism and for your citizenship through all of the pain and the sorrow. You have served our people in a beautiful way.
Well, thank you. I just want to end with just a few things. One is, if you'd like to know more about survivors, then go to momentsthatsurvive.org. That's one. And another is, don't give up. Don't give up. So thank you.
We will not give up, and everyone, please congratulate Giselle for being our local hero this week and for serving us every day. All best to you.
Thank you.
And we love you, Jaycee, also.